How are you today? I hope you're feeling pretty good. This is Mr. Maestas here with you, and we are going to look at how do we use I've been getting a lot of questions about how do we get a Google Sheets to do linear regression. So let's take a look at how we would do a linear regression in Google Sheets. This would work basically the same way in Excel as well, just Google Sheets is, you got to watch how you say that word. Google Sheets is free online. So let's take a look. Shrink myself down again. Okay, so I've got my sample here again of height and wingspan. So if you watch my video on GeoGebra, these are the same data that I used for that video. But we're going to do it instead of GeoGebra, we're going to do it in Google Sheets. Very similar, right? So let me go and open up a Google Sheet. So I opened up a Google Sheet in my Google Drive and I put in my data. My height data is in column A, except in this one, my first cell is going to be height. My first cell for column B is going to be wingspan, and then I'm going to put in my data. Pretty straightforward. What I like about Google Sheets is it's going to label my graph for me, which Google GeoGebra does not allow me to do. Anyway, I'm going to highlight the area here. Now, I recommend highlighting just the cells that you need rather than the columns. However, if you highlight the columns, then as you enter more data in, the chart will change for you. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you just want to just highlight the data that you have, you could do that. If you highlight the columns, that would work as well. And I'll show you what that looks like. So we click on the chart editor. And a lot of times when you click on Insert Chart, right? Insert Chart, it's going to give you the chart that they think is the best chart for you. So in this case, because we're using two quantitative sets of data, the best chart that Google Sheets decides is going to be a scatter plot, which is the right chart. That's the one we want to use. All right. It gives you a ton of other options. We don't want to use these other ones. We're looking at linear regression, so we're looking at a scatter plot. Now, it doesn't always give you a very good range. I mean, it doesn't really give you a very good, like the X and Y axes might not be what you want to see it. So this goes from 0 to 80, which isn't really helpful for us because all of the data are really between 60 and 75. So I want to change my scale to be between 0 and 75 here. I think 60 and 72 is fine for my height. So what I'm going to do is change that. And the way we change that is we go to customize. So we're going to customize the vertical axis. And I'm going to give it a minimum value of 60 and then a maximum value of 74, 75. Either one will work. I chose 74. It looks like my max is 72, so it could be, you could even go up to 72 if you want. Okay, so now we have a nice looking graph there. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. Let's see it. Okay, we've got a nice scatter plot. So that's nice and all. We can find the scatter plot and we can talk about, you know, its positive direction and whether it's strong or whatever. But we want to, let me move my face out here a little bit. We want to do a little bit more than that though. We want the linear regression, right? So we're going to have to do a little bit more. So we're going to go to all the way up to chart and access titles. All right. Actually, this is not where it is. Series. All right, so we click on series and we want to, and in this case, you can change all the, you can change the dots if you want. You can change them to triangles, squares, diamonds, whatever. For this case, I'm going to just leave it. Okay, I want trend line. So that's what they call it in Google Sheets, is they call it a trend line. All right, so there is our line of best fit, our linear regression. You got to click on trend line before you can even see and gives you more options. So to give you more options, if you'd like, you could change the color of your trend line and make it look a little different. We can do a linear, exponential, all these different ones. We're going to go with linear because that's what we're doing in this course. You can make it, thicker line if you want. We're going to leave those alone. Now, here's where we're going to show R squared. All right, so now we have our R squared. So that's our coefficient of determination. Now, we want actually to see the actual line of regression. So we're going to click on where it says label and it says custom. We're going to click in where it says used equation. And there we go. Our equation is wingspan hat, right? Hat in statistics, wingspan hat is equal to 0.825. That's our slope, x, plus 11.7, which is our y-intercept. And there you go. You have it down. Now, if you want to, you could use this for a prediction. All you have to do is use a little calculator and put in a value for x, whatever your height is, and then you can calculate your wingspan. So it's not as nice as in GeoGebra where you just plug it in and it makes a prediction for you, but you can still use it. All right, you can talk about slope, you can talk about the y-intercept now. So that's how you create a scatter plot and a linear regression in Google Sheets. See you soon.